Welcome to the Pure Energy Healing Academy. Welcome to Bajerski.com. Today we're going to talk about crystals and the beginner's guide of how to work with a crystal. So I hope you're going to enjoy this. If you don't know who I am, my name's Bajerski, and I've already said that. My name's Bajerski, and I've been a healer for 17 years plus. And in that time as a healer, I was working roughly about 13 years as a full-time healer, meaning that every day I woke up and had clients from roughly 10 o'clock till 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And if there were clients in America, then I would stay up till 2 o'clock at night. So I've done over 10,000 healing sessions and more. So hopefully that gives you an idea of I have experience with crystals, and I understand them in a deeper way than just somebody just talking about them because they felt what it felt like. So that said, how do you begin with crystals? So I've got a crystal in my hand. I just grabbed one from the back, and this is a nice green moonstone. It's absolutely beautiful. It is. It's green moonstone. Is it green moonstone? It is. So what I'd like you to do is, well, maybe you can follow me. We can do it together. I'd like you to just go and grab the first crystal. Don't think about it too much. Just go and grab a crystal. And I'll just wait for you a second. Maybe have a drink of my coffee that I've just made. Oh, I've got a coffee machine. Just made a coffee. With oat milk and Italian coffee, actually. It was brought back to me from Italy, from Positano, as a gift from one of my clients. So that was nice. Okay, well, I won't drink it. It's a bit hot. Okay, have you all come back now? Well, you probably put it on pause and now you're thinking, oh, get on with it. So, okay, guys, welcome. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the process of 17 years of failures, my failures, to be able to say, okay, these are the things that I shouldn't have done, and these are the things that actually really worked. So the first thing I'd like to say to you is this. The worst possible energy you can have is expectation. It's the worst thing. The second worst thing is looking for something. That's another mistake. These things are energies which block us from actually feeling and communicating. What do you mean communicating? Well, this little thing here is alive. It has an energy, it has a spirit. And oh, now you've gone. Where have you gone? It was okay until that moment. Now he's Gurquack. I've actually seen crystals transform and change and grow. So there is something in that. There must be some life in it. And when you put a crystal down and you look at it carefully, if you practice long enough, you'll see that crystal holds an energy, a frequency around it, just like a mountain and a tree and a plant and you. So I would argue the fact that a crystal is alive. So treat it that way. Treat it as something alive, and it has a spirit, a consciousness. Okay, so that said, what we're going to do now is a little practice, and it's only going to last for a few moments, but I'm going to talk you through it, so you might get irritated with my Yorkshire accent. But when you're finished, I want you to do it again without me talking. So we'll just talk through it now, and then afterwards, when we've switched off, I want you to try it again, okay? So I'm going to take you through what I went through to learn how to understand crystals and actually know what they do for you as an individual, because there's a lot of misconception with crystals and crystal books like the Crystal Bible and all those books out there that tell you what a crystal makes you feel on what it does for you, when in actual fact it's the reverse. It's the opposite. They don't really truly work in that way. They work in their own unique way to you as an individual. So basically, if I give you this crystal and say to you, what do you feel, and then I give it to somebody else, you'll both say something completely different. So does that make you both wrong, or one wrong, one right? Or could it possibly be Occam's razor, which means it's the most simplest answer? It doesn't work in the same way for everybody. It's an individual energy, and that's what I came to learn over the 2 decades I've worked with crystals. So what we're going to do is find out what your crystal does for you and how it resonates with you. And the way to do it is not to look for it. So what I'd like you to do is sit comfortable. You can go and grab some, you can put paws on again, on here. Grab some oils, rub them on your forehead, temples, anywhere you can open yourself up to clear out the nonsense that we hold inside us, which is the blocks, the worries, the fears, the issues that worry us every day. If we can clear all that, we get a better, stronger connection. So sitting comfortably is a wonderful thing. So if you press pause again, you're back on again. Sitting comfortably is very important, because if you're in an uncomfortable position, then all your thought will go is to where the negative energy sits. So if there's no negative energy, that's when you start to feel things, when your crystal brings out certain feelings and experiences. So, okay, so the crystal, if you're sat, you're lying down, sat, just put the crystal in your hand, doesn't matter which hand. What I'd like you to do now is simply close your eyes and gently close your hand, so your hand and your fingertips are touching the crystal. So your palm, the crystal is in the palm, and you're just gently feeling the crystal with the tips of your finger. So now what we're going to do is take some deep breaths through the nose and blow out through the mouth. This way we are exhaling all the nonsense, all the fear, all the worry. Breathe in the healing of Mother Earth. Breathe out all the toxins and all the stuff that your body wants to release. There is music on in the background, but that's just part of the calmness and the serenity that we feel. We don't need to focus on the music. Deep breath again through the nose. Hold for a few seconds. Exhale through the mouth. Okay, now breathe as you would normally breathe. So now, in this moment, as we are in this energy, the crystal is actually working for you. We are not looking for anything. We're not trying to feel anything. We are just allowing the crystal to do its work. You may feel complete serenity and inner peace. You may feel a tingling of your palms, your fingers. You may feel heaviness in a certain part of the body, or a lightness. You may feel anything, whether it's a painful spasm or whether your spiritual awareness grows. You may even feel that your temples feel like there's a headache coming on. You may feel like the top of your crown chakra is starting to burst open. Or you may feel nothing. The secret to this is not looking, it's just being aware, observing, by standing away from the body, by looking at the body, and simply being in the awareness. So I will describe my feeling to you. My fingers are tingling. Both my palms feel like something is in them. My wrists feel like there's been some stress there, and the crystal is healing the stress from my left wrist, moving halfway up to my elbow. I feel on the left part of my head heaviness, a headache coming and going. My eyes felt heavy to begin with and now starting to feel lighter. My chest feels like it's needing to breathe because there's a lack of oxygen in my chest. So there is some pressure. So there's something healing in my chest. Everything that is happening is on a level of healing. And at that very same moment, I feel the connection of the crystal speaking to me, saying, Mark, these are the things that I'm working on. I feel a rawness at the bottom of my jaw, almost like I've been clenching my teeth too much. And the crystal is speaking to me saying, your jaw needs to relax. You're biting down through the night. So I'm here to share this with you and heal that and help you with that. But I need your help to recognize what you're doing. The crystal is now telling me that my mind has been suffering. My front of my head has been storing useless information, which is causing my teeth to grind or to press together on a night. Worrying about things that should not be worried about. My crystal is explaining to me these are the things that need to be healed, and this is what the crystal is trying to heal me with. So it needs my help. So it's a partnership. Why is my left wrist hurting? Now this is where the partnership comes in. I'm trying to understand why, what I've done. It's my motorbike. I'm squeezing too hard as I'm riding the bike. So release the squeezing of the repetitive tension that my crystal is now trying to help me with. And now my thoughts, my mind come together to work out what's going on. Why is my chest feeling like I need to breathe? There's certain things I need to talk about with somebody that I care for, that I've held in and not spoken about. This is a reason why I have a tightening of the chest. So I have to sit down with a dear friend and explain why I'm feeling the way I am, and is there anything we can do to make amends of that, because it's affecting my chest, which in turn will affect my physical and cause great issue in the long run. So I'm thankful for the crystal to share this information with me, this moment of these things that need to be healed in my body. The crystal is merely there to guide me and to help me to feel certain things before they take full effect and cause great harm. So the crystal, this green moonstone, is actually a crystal that is working with me to help me heal and bring peace into my life. I now feel my stomach starting to become extremely sensitive, so I can feel the crystal working on my stomach now. I'm drinking too much coffee, which is true. I'm drinking about 2 a day. I need to stop drinking coffee. Okay, I will. I'll give that a break. The crystal is asking me to meditate, to take time and spend more time in meditation. Okay, please open your eyes. all of these things that were given to me was the mind, the consciousness, and the awareness of certain feelings of the physical and emotional. These things came. I didn't look for them. I didn't ask for them. I didn't want them. I was just at peace. But I became aware of my whole. That was it. I was just aware of it. And if anything started to happen, I explained to you out loud what I was feeling. Again, I wasn't looking for anything at all. And if nothing came to me, that means that my body is healthy and fine. So a crystal at the beginning of your journey, instead of going to books and looking at books and seeing what a crystal does for you, why don't you take the opportunity to see what your crystal will do for you on an individual level? I believe this is the beginner's guide to understanding crystals and working with them. And this is part of the Pure Energy Healing 4-day course on crystals that I teach in so many unique ways, not just this way, but many other ways. And before you know it, once you've grasped that very simple understanding of crystals, everything else changes in your life. Now the question is, do I need to feel what I've just felt? No. Does the crystal work on healing my wrist, on my heart, my chest, my front forehead, the left-hand side of my forehead, and all the other parts of what's going on? Yes, it does, without me needing to worry or think or try. But it is a step towards you who are really interested in learning about crystals. Just as a side note, if you start to talk about these things with other people that don't understand, you will find that you'll be mocked, probably, and ridiculed. It's a very normal thing when people don't understand energy and don't understand crystals. And there's many times that I've had conversations with people who are religious, and they kind of not only mock and ridicule, but they actually even go down some paths where they talk about evil and that you are working with the devil. I want to recite something that was very important to protect me against certain people with no knowledge at all, but just religious dogma. There was a man allegedly called Moses, and when Moses had this direct line to God, apparently, he spoke to God and God spoke back. And God said to him, if you want to communicate with me, you have to communicate with me through the Ark of the Covenant. And part of that journey of understanding that connection, God says you have to wear an armored plate. And this armored plate was made up of crystals, amethyst, I think black onyx, emerald, and so on. So when people in the religious field try to mock you, just put that back to them, because they're then mocking God, because it was God who told Moses to make this breastplate. And there are other religions as well. One such religion is the religion in Islam. And I'm often mocked and ridiculed. And I often say, while they're holding the Quran, have you ever been to Mecca? And they smile and say yes. And I'll say, when you walk around the giant cube, did you kiss the stone? And they say yes. And I say, do you see this here? And they go, yes. Would you like to kiss this? And they say no. And I say, why not? This is exactly the same stone inside the cube that you're kissing. It's a tektite. So please don't mock and ridicule me because you do the same thing. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for going to Bajerski.com and buying your authentic crystals. I hope you love them as much as I loved working with them. I hope this video serves you well.